The world we live in is incredibly loud, fast, and constantly moving. But every now and then, if you look closely enough, you can find places that seem to resist the rush of modern life. Places where the clock simply stopped ticking and the noise of the world just fades away. Tonight, we are going inside three of the most peaceful, isolated, and fascinating places on Earth where time didn't just slow down, it intentionally stopped. Get comfortable, take a deep breath, and let's begin. Imagine a place where the entire world shrinks down to a single patch of green grass, surrounded by a vast, indifferent ocean. This is Elliday Island. Looming off the southern coast of Iceland, this massive volcanic rock looks completely inhospitable. Yet, right in the center of its sweeping, velvety slopes, sits a single, solitary white house, completely alone. For years, the internet has spun wild myths about this place. Some rumors claimed it belongs to a mysterious billionaire preparing for the end of the world. Others believed it was a gift to a famous pop star. But the true history of this island is much more grounded and surprisingly beautiful. Over 300 years ago, 5 families actually called this lonely rock home. They lived a slow, quiet life, surviving by fishing, raising cattle on the steep grass, and looking after one another. But by the 1930s, the intense isolation became too heavy to bear. The last remaining residents packed up their lives and left the island behind, chasing the warmth of modern society. The island fell completely silent. So, what is the house doing there now? In the 1950s, a local association built it as a rustic lodge. It has no electricity. It has no indoor plumbing. But inside it features a warm, wooden sauna powered entirely by a natural rainwater collection system. Today, it remains a quiet monument to absolute stillness. A place where you can sit on the porch, listen to the crashing waves, and realize that the rest of the world simply doesn't matter. To find our next location, we have to travel far into the Arctic Circle to a place called Longyearbyen. Located on the Svalbard archipelago, it is the northernmost town on Earth. Here, winter means months of total, unrelenting darkness, where the northern lights dance across the sky even at noon. But it isn't just the climate that makes this town feel like it exists in another dimension. It is the laws. In Longyearbyen, it is technically illegal to die. Because the Arctic cold is so extreme, the ground is permanently frozen. This means bodies buried in the local cemetery never decompose. Decades ago, scientists realized that a virus from a 1918 flu epidemic was still perfectly preserved in the frozen soil. To protect the living, the town stopped accepting burials. If you become gravely ill, you are gently flown to the Norwegian mainland to live out your final days. Life here moves at a completely different pace. Cats are strictly banned to protect the local bird population. Everyone leaves their front doors unlocked, not because of crime, but so that anyone can quickly hide inside if a polar bear wanders into town. It is a community built on ultimate trust, survival, and a quiet adaptation to the extreme beauty of nature. Walking through its snowy, silent streets, you get the undeniable feeling that human progress didn't conquer this place. It simply agreed to pause. Our final destination isn't an island or a frozen town. It is a room. Hidden deep inside Minneapolis, Minnesota, lies the Orfield Labs anechoic chamber. It holds the official world record for the quietest place on Earth. The room is engineered with thick layers of solid concrete steel and massive fiberglass acoustic wedges. It absorbs 99.99% of all sound. When you step inside and the heavy steel door clicks shut, the silence is instant and absolute. It is a silence so profound that your brain doesn't quite know how to handle it. Within just a few minutes of sitting in the dark, the external world completely vanishes, and your internal world takes over. You begin to hear things you've never noticed before. The sound of your lungs expanding, the steady, heavy thumping of your own heart. If you stay long enough, you can even hear the faint, high-pitched ringing of your nervous system and the fluid moving inside your ears. Most people can only tolerate the room for a few minutes before the lack of sensory input becomes overwhelming. The longest anyone has ever stayed inside is just 45 minutes. It is a stark, fascinating reminder that true, absolute silence isn't just the absence of noise. It is a mirror, a place where the world stops talking so that you are finally forced to listen to yourself. Whether it's a solitary house on a cliff, a town frozen in the Arctic ice, or a room of absolute silence, the world is full of places that remind us to slow down. Thank you for spending this quiet time with me tonight. If these stories brought a little peace to your mind, consider subscribing to join us on our next journey. Sleep well, or have a beautiful, calm day ahead.